Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you both for attending today's hearing. I have spent my adult life in emergency management, serving as a 23-year member of the Island Park Fire Department, serving as chief there from 2009 to 2016. I'm also a retired NYPD detective and now have the honor to serve on the Homeland Security Committee as chair of Emergency Management and Technology. The DHS plays a near and dear role in the hearts of New Yorkers and many of the communities that I represent, from 9/11 recovery to the hardworking inspectors at our ports to obviously disaster mitigation. I was the incident commander in Island Park, which was one of the hardest hit communities probably in New York during Sandy. And I know emergency management and structural resiliency are family table issues for many Long Islanders. Mr. Hook, the ever-expanding of FEMA's scope has directly led to the hemorrhaging of taxpayer dollars in order to bear the burden of Biden's humanitarian crisis at our borders, both the southern and northern. What is the administration's plan to address the financial challenges that jeopardize FEMA's strategic plan?
Well, sir, as I testified earlier today, that the role that FEMA has in supporting on the southwest border is one of setting up and administering the Shelter and Services Program that was congressionally directed for $800 million to be moved from CBP budget to set up that program so that that money is dispersed to localities and nonprofit organizations for humanitarian relief. As far as our numbers, the numbers that individuals that have supported operations has actually been really small. And so I would say to you that across the many myriad of challenges that we face in emergency management and homeland security, and thank you for your great service in the past, and as you continue to serve in this new capacity, that the state of FEMA is strong and that we are ready to support the nation. There are no doubt that we have challenges before us, and they are brought to bear because of the various threats that our nation faces, the operational tempo and the number of weather events that we have, and then also just the lack of availability of a qualified workforce to draw upon. And so we are working in all of those areas to support the nation. And I'm still heartened by the commitment of those individuals that do serve. And as you know, that they don't get to go home when everybody else goes home, that commitment will continue.
Thank you. As the disaster relief fund continues to dwindle to inadequate levels, what is the plan to protect vulnerable coastal communities like Long Island?
Well, that is one of the reasons that I believe that very strongly that we need to constantly monitor the use of the disaster relief fund. We are projecting a shortfall coming by the end of the summer, and so that is why we are working within the administration, and we'll be working with members of Congress for any funding requests that need to be met so that we can meet the mission across the nation, and that includes flooding and other issues that you may face in your district.
Thank you, because that mission is important because people's lives and livelihoods depend on it.
Yes, absolutely. I believe that our greatest mission is the preservation and sustainment of life, and you're absolutely correct.
Thank you. Mr. Curry, as the GAO reported, there is dead weight within FEMA that hinders the agency's success, which ultimately harms the American people and those that are in need. Do you believe that expanding the scope of FEMA's oversight to include humanitarian relief to those who try to illegally cross our borders has put the American people and those in need of FEMA's original mission at a disadvantage?
Sir, I mean, what we've looked at is the ever-expanding scope of FEMA's mission, not just at the border, but it was mentioned settling Afghan refugees, the COVID pandemic, and it's having a huge toll on the agency. There's 6,000 people short in their disaster workforce, and they're having trouble keeping a lot of the people they already have.
Thank you.